The past 2 episodes of Platinum End have re-energized this series. I mean, I know there were some people worried because, Death Note, despite me loving the entire package, I do know a lot of people after a certain point thought it didn't live up to what came before. And to see how they introduced the entire world into the equation rather than just introducing another Metropolitan, rather than just doing the same thing we just experienced, instead, we now have the world targeting the god candidates, and it's rightfully so. I mean, when you pretty much get it confirmed by a little boy who's flying and shooting and doing these different things, I mean, the world is, one, either going to fear people who could, like that, be the world's finest assassin, or they're going to want to use that because no nuclear bomb is going to compare. I do want to apologize for not having a review up last week. I just got really busy with appointments and stuff, so when I normally would sit up and watch it when it comes out, I just didn't have the time. But honestly, watching these 2 episodes together, I don't think I've been this excited for pure information and kind of revelation than what I just consumed. Because this is what I really like about this show right now, is that so far with what we've seen, it hasn't been reusing the exact same ideas. They're revealing a hell of a lot of information, apparently, that yes, they don't have to kill each other in order to become God, though that probably would be the easiest way, given all the active God candidates have to confirm one person to be God, and that person included has to accept it. Though you can point a white arrow and threaten them to accept it, but apparently a red arrow wouldn't do it. So it's a very interesting concept when you have this kid who we learn is the one who shot Metropolitan, which isn't too much of a shocker, but is really great to see how he got the sneak attack on top of getting the information to discover the identity. And the fact that he actually it feels like he genuinely believes that Red should be God, but he also isn't revealing that he has a white arrow, which has me very suspicious that, does he actually want Red to be God, or does he want everyone else to be gone, and then when there's only 2 left, he can take out the one or something, and then he can become God, and this kid can have all the playtime he wants because he has a childlike innocence despite being that frightening. But I think it was so great to see how they revealed that, because when you have a kid saying all this weird shit, but then he's flying and he's teleporting away, it's hard not to believe what you're seeing, especially given all the random things that you've seen on the TV over the past couple of months. And to see how the one government official or the agent that we've been getting a glimpse of every so often seemingly wants to help Mirai and the others, not because of any real vision other than not wanting that power to fall in the wrong hands. And don't get me wrong, I am suspicious. I do think there is a caution that needs to be kind of placed on this man, because you could very well see how he'd want to use that power for himself or for other reasons. But as it stands, I'm like 90% leaning into them having a normal life, and, Saki shot her arrow at her, and now what once we used to be a pretty happy relationship, for 33 days is kind of a push to the side. But the fact that he so casually accepts things, I think was really nice. I think one of the best examples of his personality was when he's like, "Can I ask the angels a question?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course." And he's like, "What are you?" And the answer of angels are angels. And he just immediately apologizes. He's like, "Yeah, that was a stupid question." But it's a pretty genuine reaction, right? Are they angels in the way that stories have laid them out to us? Are they aliens? Are they a completely different demonic race? Is there a hell? Hell, that even gets kind of brought up, I think it was in last week's episode, of the idea, like, where did Metropolitan go? Because it seems like there really is only a heaven from what's been revealed. There's all these different pieces of information. And when it was revealed that the kid, as it stands right now, wasn't just setting it up for another battle royale like Metropolitan did, but rather most of the god candidates seemingly would be okay with Red, aka Mirai, being the god, despite Mirai not wanting that burden, despite not wanting to have to kill people. I mean, he very much accepts the fact that someone like Metropolitan needed to die and that Mikaido did the right thing. But his no-killing rule is how he feels, and it's not something that he can easily get over. And the biggest issue for him right now is he loves Saki so much, but was fully convinced that that red arrow is saying a lot of what she's saying, even though there was some genuine feelings towards him. It's so great to see all these conflicting emotions as you essentially have the world dogpiling and using social media, #GodCandidates, to target incorrect people because someone who didn't have a cute girlfriend now has a cute girlfriend, and lo and behold, was also friends with Metropolitan. I'm really happy with how this world is seemingly responding in genuine ways. You're seeing fake god candidates pop up now that this news has been revealed and basically acting like a cult, saying, I'm going to be your new leader, I'm going to be God, and probably raking in the profits and the donations. As you have incorrect people and previously kind of like captured people, like the serial killer, schoolgirl who was basically shot with a red arrow, is incorrectly being spotted as a god candidate. It's super interesting. I think this show has re-energized itself with another 8 episodes left to go, and I think that's a really good thing, because if it would have just been simply the kid wanted to be the next Metropolitan, or he just was casually killing people, I could see that growing a little stale. But by introducing a couple of really new interesting characters, because as much as I support Mirai and his no-killing ideology, there's nothing wrong with how he operates. Mirai is a character who can't control this show by himself. He needs an ensemble cast to bring his kind of moral dilemmas and personal beliefs to struggle and be conflicted with others. And by having 2 agents basically want to help him, but being cautious of where their true motives lie, while simultaneously having the world dogpiling, probably one wanting to raise certain people up, wanting to attack others, use them, it's hard not to be super excited about the future of Platinum End. We are now 16 episodes into this 24-episode complete adaptation, and I am loving what I am seeing. Really, like I've always said, the show boils down to reality and how humans would respond if you gave them this ability, and it's nice to have certain characters use that for horrible things like murder, so you can do what you want. Other characters not even wanting to lift a finger. I love that one girl who literally went on vacation and just is like, hey, that guy seems kind of nice, I don't want to do jack shit, and like she seemingly is the first one to be captured. It's just great to see how, when you really think about if this happened to our world, is this how the world would most likely respond, god candidates and bystanders alike? And honestly, it's hard to argue this isn't a pretty realistic take on the idea of becoming God and wielding both love and death in the palm of your hand. And Platinum End, I mean, shit, this is getting good. I think there's definitely been far too much hate towards the show. I think this show is doing a lot of really refreshing things. And if you did have an issue with how maybe certain stories have went from this author before, when certain characters end up dead and it feels like maybe they're just reintroducing a similar element and dragging it out, I mean, comparing what Metropolitan offered, comparing what the world is now offering, they're 2 very different story arcs, and it doesn't feel like doing the same thing as it stands. So yeah, I'm still loving this show, and personally for me, I find myself liking this show more as the episodes go on, rather than it kind of going off a cliff like I heard some source readers say it does after the Metropolitan arc. But yeah, this was incredible. Very, very excited for more. Most likely won't have to do any more double reviews unless something unexpected comes up, but just know, if you don't see a Platinum End review, there will be a double review coming, because this show means a lot to me. I'm really, really enjoying it, and it's honestly one of my favorite shows to talk about every week. So let me know your thoughts and feelings either on last week's episode, this recent episode, your thoughts on where it can go now that the kind of whole story is open up to the world. Feelings down below if you have any. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.